Hi, past, present, and future homeowners. Welcome back to part 2 of our Q&A session for the Property Buyer's Guide. Susan and I will go through further questions today. So let's get started. Susan, can you please tell us, why do customers need to pay deposits when they're purchasing a home?
Okay, Justina, so why the bank looks at a customer putting a deposit down for their home loan is that it reduces, number one, the bank's risk.
Okay.
So we're lending out a lower portion of the value of the house, but then also it demonstrates the commitment by the customer for that purchase of the loan. So typically, usually the deposits requirement will be somewhere between 10 to 20%, depending on the scenario. But customers, first-time buyers of homes, have an option to apply for 100% upfront bond.
Okay, so at least if you're a first-time buyer and it's your starter home and you probably haven't accumulated a lot of funds, you can at least get a 100% loan and not have to worry about a deposit.
Correct.
Okay.
And the deposit value also depends on your own circumstances. So it will be dependent on the amount of money you own, the type of property you buy, where the property is, factors like that.
Okay, so it's a case by case.
Right.
Another popular question that we had throughout our series is, what other options do individuals have when they're interested in potentially renovating or extending their current or existing home?
It's a very good question. So customers have the option of extending a further bond. So they would go through that process of bond registration as well.
Okay.
If they've made prepayments to their bond account, they can utilize those funds for their extensions or renovations, etc. And then the other option we have is, if a customer, say you buy a one-bedroom house to start with, and you know in a couple of years' time you want to put on an extra bedroom or so forth, you can actually apply for a future use bond.
Okay.
So that would mean we would do the valuation of what the future plans of the house would be, and you would register your bond on that value, pay the bond cost up front, and then when you're ready to renovate, when you've got your cash flow worked out and you can do the renovations, you come back to the bank and we can take you through that process to activate that future use bond.
Okay. And is there a limit with this future use bond in terms of maybe to say, listen, you have to come back within 5 years or 2 years or 3 years, or
no, there's no limit.
As soon as you're happy,
as soon as
you're ready, basically you can approach the bank.
Yeah. So Justina, another option for homeowners, if they're looking to renovate, increase the value of the property, we also offer green loans.
Okay.
So what a green loan is, say you want to invest in like a solar installation for your property, the bank would provide a loan against your home loan for that installation.
Okay, so more green.
Going green.
Going green, yes. So then another interesting question that we had is, why is it that you can purchase a home, for example, let's say for 200,000, and over time this home is actually going to cost you around 400,000? What sort of inflates the price of this property over time?
So the inflating of that property purchase price that you're going to pay over time is dependent on the value that you take out, so that 200,000, and then the interest rate monthly. So the bank will charge you interest because they're lending money to you to purchase your dream home, and that would be capitalized on the bond every month, and then your installment comes off that. So the total cost, if you look at it, depending on how long you pay off the loan for, would then be your principal debt amount, the amount that you purchased the property for, plus all the interest over the months that the bank had lent you the money.
So ideally what you're saying is, if you paid your home loan off sooner, you end up sort of paying less.
Correct.
In the long run.
Correct. Okay. And that's a very good strategy to have.
Okay. And so then I guess this leads into our next question. Does the bank allow for flexibility in terms of payments? If I have a 20-year bond, for example, and my installment is, X amount, am I sort of, restricted to paying my bond off in 20 years and paying that particular amount of money every single month until this bond is paid off?
So the answer to that is definitely not.
Oh, okay.
So we welcome customers actually looking at paying off their home loan sooner. So what that entails is usually a flexible option that we as FNB can activate or register your bond as a flexi option, and that gives you the option to repay more every month. So say, for example, your home loan installment is 1,500 a month, you can put an additional scheduled payment or debit order to pay an additional $500 amount, and that amount will build up as a prepayment against your bond. And because you've prepaid that, the balance is actually less, so you charge less interest as well.
Yeah. So basically, you are encouraged, if you can afford to do so, to make as many extra payments as possible.
Correct, and it doesn't have to be monthly. You can wait for maybe bonus month or something like that. Put in a lump sum. And the nice thing about a prepayment is you can always take your prepayment out. So FNB has a tool, our FNB app. You can see your bond account on that. You can see the prepaid amount. So it allows you to manage it. It allows you to transfer extra amounts to your bond account at any time.
Okay, so there's that flexibility that allows you to sort of look at what your affordability is during the different periods in your life.
Correct.
So we have come to the end of our series. If you have missed any episodes in the Property Buyer's Guide, please feel free to go to any of the FNB Namibia socials and catch up with all our 21 episodes from this series. And that's a wrap on our 2-part Q&A special. We hope this has answered your burning questions about home ownership, financing, and making smart property decisions. Thank you for being a part of the Property Buyer's Guide. This has been an incredible journey, and we appreciate your support. This is your homegirl signing out. Bye.